Any family that has had to deal with a drug addict knows how difficult the journey is. One institution that has stepped up to try to make a difference in the lives of addicts is Hedges Rehabilitation Center. In 2023, our Belize Watch team traveled out west to speak with Pastor Louis Wade, who shared how the ministry came to fruition. In this edition of Belize Watch Revisited, we will have that conversation. But first, we take a break to hear from our partners, Ministry of Blue Economy, the Barry, and Minister Kevin Bernard.
Peace and love. Rise and shine, this is a new day now. Be positive along the way. We're moving on, no time to delay.
In Belize, the blue economy plays a crucial role in driving sustainable economic development and marine conservation.
The blue economy now looks at the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, to improve livelihoods, and to ensure that jobs are created while we ensure that the health of the ocean and the ocean ecosystem is preserved. How does this really differ from our traditional sectors is that the blue economy approach now integrates a multi-sectoral approach, and the past traditional sectors focused on sector-specific development.
The Blue Economy Unit plays a crucial role in driving Belize's transition to a more sustainable and resilient coastal economy. The Blue Economy Unit aims to mitigate the effects of climate change on livelihoods and promote resilience.
The Blue Economy works with coastal communities to mitigate the effects of climate change on the marine environment and their livelihoods through various strategies and initiatives. I can speak specifically of the FAO implemented project that the ministry is currently working on, and that's entitled Enhancing Adaptation Planning and Increasing Climate Resilience in the Coastal Zone and Fisheries Sector. Through that project, we have emphasized community engagement, participation, and social cohesion in climate change adaptation and resilience efforts.
The concept of the blue economy is closely aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) as it contributes to several key goals and targets.
It promotes SDG 16, which is peace and justice and strong institutions. The blue economy really promotes inclusive and participatory governance in coastal resource management. It encourages community involvement, engagement with local stakeholders, and the establishment of real, transparent, and accountable institutions, which leads to fostering strong governance.
Let Debari be your store of choice. When you're looking for the latest in electronics and accessories, be sure to visit us. At Debari, we have a wide assortment of household items to choose from. Dress in style. We have clothing for the entire family and so much more. Visit our store on Albert Street in Belize City, San Pedro, La Isla Bonita, Park Street in Orange Walk Town, and San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Debari. Buy more, pay less.
Progress blooms in every corner of Orange Walk East, where the dreams of our people are taking root and flourishing under the dedicated leadership of the Honorable Area Representative. Join us on a journey through the heart of development and community transformation. Imagine a place you can call home. Over 500 residential lots are currently being surveyed, paving the path for first-time landowners to build their futures in our thriving constituency. Connectivity is key to our growth. Witness the ongoing paving of the Chan Pine Ridge Road, a testament to our commitment to development and ease of access for all our residents. Soon, the journey on this road will be seamless. Anticipation is in the air for San Jose Palmar Village, as 2 main roads are set to transform into paved pathways, enhancing transportation and community life. Our dedication to improvement is unwavering, with continuous upgrades transforming our streets into modern avenues of pride for all our villages. The spirit of the East is invigorated with continuous sporting activities, fostering camaraderie and healthy lifestyles across our vibrant constituency. Accessibility to essential resources is a right, not a privilege. The new water tower in Tower Hill Village stands tall as a beacon of our commitment to this belief. Closer to home, essential services are now within reach, thanks to the Amnesty and Vital Statistics Clinic brought directly to the residents of the East. Community joy blossoms at the ongoing Ramon Cervantes Recreational Park project, where leisure and laughter unite us. Orange Walk East, under the stewardship of your honorable area representative, is a constituency reborn. Together, we are building a legacy of prosperity, community, and hope. Join us as we continue to strive for excellence and bring dreams to life.
See what I mean? Jump and shout all over the nation. We're breaking out with a new creation. It's been too long, we've got to unite now. Time and space can't keep us apart right now.
We're at Hedges Rehabilitation Center, and that's located at mile 35, I think, if I'm not mistaken, on the George Price Highway. And with me is a colleague of mine and a good friend, Pastor Louis Wade. Pastor, nice talking to you, Louis. It's good seeing you, and it's good to be here at Hedges, and I want to start off by congratulating you for your connection with Hedges, because I think institutions like these are very much needed in our country, Belize. Now, starting off, tell me about Hedges. How did it come about, and the meaning behind the name Hedges?
Sure, thank you so very much. And welcome to Hedges Rehab. It's a ministry out of Belmopan Church of the Nazarene, a church that I pastor, but it's really a collaborative effort. It couldn't be done without Belizean donors and our church standing behind this ministry and the volunteers. We have a small staff, administrator and supervisor, but that has kept Hedges operating for the past 5 years. This facility that we are in belongs to a well-known family, and when we came collecting fruits for harvest. Yes, and the Lord gave us a vision. There were no fruits on the property, but the Lord gave us a vision just in a flash that this was to be a drug rehabilitation center. The way God put it was a place for the least of these, or those who have been left behind by society. And we followed that vision. And so today, people from across the country, we have people from the north and the south, the east and west of this country, come here to Hedges to help them in their struggle against addiction. Addiction is a lifetime struggle, and we have enrolled as a church and as a ministry to be there for these people. Sink or swim, the highs or the lows of that fight, we have enrolled to partner with those people who I will say are brave enough.
Because you got to be brave to do this, right?
You have to be brave. Because it is easy. Everybody don't give up hope on you. So it's easy for you to give up hope on yourself, because everybody probably just see you as you and be the one where I wash the vehicle and they will give you a plate of dinner. Yeah. You and be the one for do some of the hardest, dirtiest work, and maybe they can give you $2-3 to go buy some crack or some alcohol. Or so the community has given up on you. Your family sometimes gives up on you, and then the last thing is for you to give up on yourself.
And that's when it gets dangerous, right? Because you must never ever, and the message here should be, you must never ever give up on yourself. And but the name Hedges, where did that come from?
Yes, so as we were talking together with the small committee that we formed, the leader of that committee, who is also the owner of the property, she said that this word kept coming to her mind. And she did not know where this word hedges came from. So I sat with her and I told her that the word that is coming to her is found in two places in the Bible. One is when God and Satan were arguing over Job. and Satan told God that the only reason Job is serving him is because God has built a hedge of protection around Job. And then the second place where that passage of scripture is found is in the parable of Jesus, where Jesus told the parable of the rich man who sent out the invitation, and everybody rejected the invitation to come to the banquet. And Jesus said, go into the highways and the byways and the hedges and command them to come in. So, yes, exactly. So hedges is a place that is a protection. It's a wall of protection to help those people who are struggling. It gives them an opportunity to rise above. So we will fight off the drug dealers. We fight off the habit. We fight off the urge. We give them what is necessary to make right decisions. So this is a place that they're protected from the outside forces, like their friends. Like nobody is a better friend than an addict's friend, because when no money, they will help you with the they will help you with the drug. So this is a hedge of protection while they heal and they find value again and they can face the world again. And you serve the entire country, Louis? You have people from, you said north, south, east, and west, meaning that from all over the country you have people who will come seeking assistance. Now, what's the process for admission to Hedges? Yes, so interestingly, Chief, mothers, enough respect to mothers. I would say 90% of the telephone calls that come to us comes from a mother who says, yes, my son. And when we ask them, what's the age of your son? That son could range anywhere from 17 or 18 to 35, 40, 48, and so. But that's her son. It's her son. She's fighting for her son. The other 10%, they call or come in on their own. They recognize that I need help, and they come and they apply. So there's an application form. We send it out to them. They send it back in, and then they sit before an interview committee. And the purpose of that interview committee is simply to make sure that they want to come. So it's really about, are you sure you want to come? Because maybe a person is here because they're makal. Yeah. And they feel like they are obliged to come, but not necessarily wanting to come from inside themselves. From inside themselves. Or they come because now they are homeless, because the drug has made them homeless, so they need a place to stay. So we want to make sure that the person wants to be here, because the road to recovery starts when a person looks themselves in the mirror and say, I have a problem and I need help. That's when you accept ultimate responsibility as a person for your life. And understand that you are in control of your life along with God, and you reach out to God, who is the source of your life, and you acknowledge that you need that help. Yes. And so when you realize that, then you seek the help, and I think that's what you are looking for when you do your interview. Yes, that's what we are looking for, because this is not a prison, it is not an institution, it is built as a home where people are treated with value. The best food, the best bed, the best that we can offer is here for them. But there are no prison walls. They can come and go. They can come and go. And as you notice, we are right near the highway, so it's easy to catch a bus. So the person really has, the people who are here and who stay here want to be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is important because you have to want something. If something is forced on you, you will do it out of obligation or sense of obligation, but you'll not feel like you're doing it for yourself. And so it's important for people in a process like this to understand that I need this for me, right? And so what you're doing here at Hedges is ensuring that they want to stay, right? That they don't have to stay, but they want to stay.
Yes, they want to stay. And it is free of cost.
I was about to ask you that.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Who pays for this?
The church pays. So this is hundreds of thousands of dollars that the church, the local church, Belmopan Church of the Nazarene, has chosen that we will invest this money in the least of these, in those who society believe there is no hope or redemption for them. We believe that through the gospel of Jesus Christ and through love and care of mentors and teaching them the tools, we believe that there is life after addiction. And so all of the financing comes from our friends and our supporters. The guys at Hedges, you will see that they raise chickens, they raise tilapia, they raise pigs, and they help in the sustainability of the program. And then the church buys the pork, buys the chicken, and so family members in the church support the ministry through the products that they purchase, and then also the church donates some of those products to the needy. Yes.
So it's really a revolving fund, basically, where you invest and put back and that sort of thing, right?
That is the theory.
The theory behind it.
The theory
But
behind
I know offerings and so much play a big role as well.
Yes, donations. There are. And I'll tell you, Chief, I do not know all the people who give to this ministry.
Yeah.
I don't know them.
Yeah.
Money appears sometimes anonymously. This program, by all means, should have closed down during the pandemic. Nobody had money, much less extra money to be donating.
So how you manage during the pandemic?
The pandemic, it was one day to the next. This place is a miracle in that not even our own financial genius could have kept the place open. I believe it is a miracle that allowed us to survive through the pandemic. And we are at a point now, as I said, where we are getting ready to purchase and build a permanent facility. And I have to say, Chief, the money is coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know where it comes from, but I know that this is a vision that God gave us from the very beginning. And He has been faithful. So I have no doubt that what He started, He can finish.
You said from the very beginning now. What year did Hedges start?
Yes, so Hedges was developed at the time when the government began to talk about decriminalization of marijuana, because we knew that just by talking about the issue, some people will want to experiment. And that experimentation traps a portion of the population. It doesn't trap everybody that tries it, but there is a population of right around the world that are predisposed to one drug or another, or they have an addictive personality. And so you will hear many people say, do me nothing, and I talk about it and I endorse it. Yes, but there is a segment of our society that we have to protect. And so that's when the talk began, and that was the year. It wasn't enough for us just to say no, no, no. We felt that we had an obligation not only to fight against decriminalization or legalization, but what can we do for the people themselves who are struggling? Yes, sir, because some of them, they may even think up to now that we don't like them, or we try to prevent them from getting their favorite medication, or there's a feeling that, but it's not that. We have a genuine care for a segment of our society that is trapped by addiction. Yes.
Now, do you accept from all forms of addiction? Because addiction comes in many forms, as you know. There's alcohol addiction, marijuana, etc., and there's even addiction maybe to food. You accept all sorts of addiction?
Absolutely. So the way we this place is a place for the least of those who are left behind by society. And so sometimes it's illiteracy that makes a person get left behind. They can't read good. So maybe they perform up to a certain spot in society, and then the very fact that they cannot read may lead them to deviance because they can't get another job. There are those who get thrown out of school, and I myself was a teacher at one time. We have to be careful when we expel, especially our boys, Chief, because they don't evaporate and go to another universe. They go on the street. And so all of these things contribute to a wide variety of addictions. The pandemic itself became a trap for certain people, many people, because they were isolated from society, isolated from the community, and with this amount of spare time, they developed an addiction. So we are open for the least of these. So even if a person is not struggling with addiction, but we can see that society has left them, there is a place for them here, because we try to deal with each person individually. So this is not like a 3-month program and then you graduate. If a person needs 6 months, that's what they will get. If a person needs a year, that's what we try to adapt to the need of the individual while they are resident at Hedges.
And at the same time, accepting that the individual has to agree to what you are doing here, because, like you said, they're free to walk whenever they want to. Now, what's a ratio of success that you have had here at Hedges?
Yes. So we are at around 30 to 35% success rate. We hope to take it up slowly to about 50%. This is definitely the hardest ministry and you know I've done ministry from a child. This is by far the most.
This would be a difficult one.
This is the one. This is the one, and God willing, till I die, this is one of the ministries that I love these guys as they genuinely and passionately fight this issue, so.
One scripture comes to mind, though. If you do it unto the least of these, you do it unto me. And I guess that's where you get your inspiration from, right?
Yes. And so we will stick with them through the entire process. We are going to be there for them. And as I said...
They could go out and come back.
Yes, but I think that is very important. To come back, you will go through a process. Okay. So the first time is free. But if you need to come back, then we put a financial obligation. Because when a person is here, they need to learn to realize, yes, the benefit that somebody is spending money for you to be here. So you not just walk out and walk back in. There is a cost. We have doctors that volunteer to this place. There are counselors that volunteer to this place. So it is extremely costly. So, but from time to time, being a ministry, we still waive that second time around, because, Chief, we are understanding that we are at 30, as I said, to 35% success rate. But the truth of the matter is that sometimes it takes a second and a third time. Yes. And then as we are going along in this process, we are learning to shift and adapt our process and our methodology to improve our success rate. So as we learn new things, then we have to say, okay, let's give this person another opportunity to come. But it's a lifetime struggle, and we are committed to every individual, whether they are out there succeeding or they're out there failing. As I say, even as a pastor in my congregation, for people who would say they're not going to addiction, people in our congregation, they also ebb and flow too, you know. So if an ordinary person can ebb and flow in life, then yes. If they can ebb and flow, if we can ebb and flow, then we have to give grace to the addict to ebb and flow too, you know. So I think people will get an opportunity to see a different side of me, or the pastoral side. Yes, you know, because we genuinely care about people. And I believe that when I go to schools, Chief, I see that our boys are slipping through the cracks. You do many graduations, and you slowly begin to see that our women are very empowered, which is an excellent thing. And we need more spaces for our women. But who will look after the men and boys that are slipping through the cracks? Somebody has to, right?
So, Luis, and I call you Luis because I know you very well. Yes, I mean, I've known you from you as a young boy. When you were a young boy growing up, I've known you.
You spoke into my life for broadcasting. I try to remind you that very often. I visited your show as a young man in de-revelation, and you looked right across at me and said, you spoke life into my broadcasting career. It's not as grandiose, but I thank you for that.
You have done well, Luis. You have done well. And I can remember the days of the revelation, indeed, you know. But getting back to Hedges, where we are at this point. Are women allowed in Hedges?
We are preparing a different location for a woman Hedges. Okay. From the very beginning, we wanted both a men Hedges and a woman Hedges. However, we are still tinkering on the men Hedges. And so the committee said that we needed to pause till we really figure out all of the details, or at least more details. Yeah. So as we're getting ready to shift to a new location, the women facility will become a reality. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because of late, more and more women are becoming trapped. You can see it on the street in addiction. And we get the telephone calls. And it's one of the saddest things when someone calls because a woman or a female is in addiction and we can't help them. There is no place in the entire country of Belize that deals with addiction of women. So we have to tell them maybe Mexico or Guatemala. And it's a sad thing because the addiction is increasing across gender lines, and we need to. So we hopefully very soon we will have a facility for women.
Now, Luis, let's look at the grounds for refusal. What are these?
Yes, so after they fill out the application form, they appear before the committee. So if they appear before the committee and they are still high, they're actively on the drugs, we send them back out until they are sober for a couple of days. Now, we hope that in the near future, we will be able to have a facility where even if a person is high, we will be able to help detox them.
I was going to go there about detoxification, you know, because that is important. A person comes in here, like you rightly said, very much dependent on the drug. It would take a while because that person will become almost a wild person. Yeah, uncontrollable, because they're irritable because they don't get the drug and what have you. So those are issues that you really need to address.
And Chief, more potent drugs are coming down the pipeline, because there are people who make billions of dollars from addicted individuals, be it alcohol or drugs or whatever it is. So they want to keep people addicted. So the drugs get more powerful. So at this present moment, a doctor sits on that interview panel as well. So if the person is intoxicated, then they would with any drug, then we would try to say come back a little later. But it breaks our heart too, because we also believe that when you need it, you need it. Yes, so the detox will be an important part of the next step.
Yeah, you have to put a detox cell or something, because and that is the one that you have to keep as a cell. A detox cell. It has to be monitored very, very carefully, and to me that is key.
Another limiting factor is if an individual has mental difficulties, because people
alter your mind.
People don't believe it, Chief. People don't believe.
Alter your mind.
It alters your mind. And it does so slowly. So you'll have some young people who say, oh boy, somebody put something in the man weed, for example. It's not true. You were all smoking the weed. And somebody got up and became insane. It's because it's like a rope where slowly it just fegs out. We call it, it's popping a strand at a time. So you feel normal, but mentally. And then one day it just breaks, it snaps. You see, so the mental position of the person is extremely important. And so many of our young people are rejected. Chief, there are people who are 18, 19, 20, 21, that they are already mentally damaged, that we have to reject them. And think about it. We don't even have mental institutions where they can go and get help. So there is a mental health crisis in Belize, because you want to know where many of these young boys are. They are locked up in their mother's house. And we're not sitting, we think some of them young boys that are states. And then they're right home in a chains, and they're right home in a lock up in the room. Yes, sir. And we reject many young people because mentally they are already damaged by drugs, including marijuana. And we cannot take them because it requires special care. And you are bringing them into a home environment where there are other people. So you try it now and then with the milder ones who are not on medication, because we try to send them back for medication, and if they stabilize, then we still try to take them. But sometimes they feel the cook is poisoning them. Sometimes they feel maybe all the guys are sleeping and they wake up midnight and somebody is standing over them. And so it kind of disrupts the flow. And I would want to encourage people across this nation, don't touch drugs, run away from it. Run away, because at the point in time when you are mentally affected, you don't even know that you are mentally affected.
And that's the danger. Yes. That is the danger, because you're doing something that you're not even aware of what you're doing, because it's the drug controlling. So the best thing, like you rightly said, is to stay away from it, because it's not good.
Yes. So those are the main reasons. Those are the reasons. If a person comes intoxicated, or a person, then but they don't really want to be here because somebody brought them. And then, of course, if there is a mental issue. Yes, and sometimes the mental issue, it forms a little, it not forms a little later, but it exhibits itself a little later, because a person, sometimes they're able to go through an interview, but then when you begin to immerse them into the general population, the counselors pick it up and you begin to see it carrying itself.
Well, I'm a firm believer of life follows thought. And so if mentally you're not able to even think for yourself, then I can see what you're saying, that how can you guide your life if you're not even thinking about what to do? So it's important that we, like you said, prevention is better than cure.
Absolutely, because this is the essence of being human, because all our actions proceed from a thought. And when the brain and the mind is affected, the person is alive, but not present.
Not present, because your thoughts.
Yes. Now imagine a 17, 18, 19-year-old that is just a shell of a person. And that's why I am fighting this thing to my core. I will fight it to my core, because these guys are fighting for their life. And we need to fight along with them.
And I agree with you. We need to really give that opportunity, that second chance or third chance, or maybe sometimes even fourth chance.
Yes. Right. And
you have an amount of chances you give. People go, come back. How many times can they go and come back?
We are not a revolving door. Okay. We are not a revolving door. So sometimes I believe that a person has to hit the ground before you can help them.
Yes.
Because if you keep making it easy and interfering in the process, they never reach the point where they realize genuinely that they have a problem and they need healing. So I am a firm believer in helping people to hit the ground. I will help you hit the ground if that realization will get you to change. Yeah.
Of course, you can help somebody who wants to be helped, right? But if you don't want the help, then you'll be throwing it on something, you know, that won't yield any product.
Yes. And companies that make millions of dollars off alcohol, off drugs, and I believe it's time for the government to look into taking a portion, a small tax, and assign it to rehabilitation and recovery. Because these companies, who shall rename unnamed, yes, they think that people like their product, but a significant portion of the population are not consuming their product because they like it. They are addicted to it.
Yes.
Your product is not nice. Your product is addictive. And so I think we need to lean on the government to have these companies put a portion of their earnings back into society for the ill effect that they have. Let them help pay for recovery of those who want to get off their product. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Luis, when I walked in here, what attracted my attention right away, and I gravitated towards it and read it out loud to myself, is what you have on the wall here. It's a poem, Hedges. I am Hedges, right? I like the word that it starts with, I am Hedges, you know, which shows that I accept my responsibility. You know, I am Hedges, right? Now, where did this, let's talk about this poem.
Yes, so Charlotte Neal, she fellowships, she's a member of her church as well. And right at the very beginning of Hedges, she wrote this poem. They also have a song, there's a Hedges song as well, written by Karim Bennett from Derevelation fame as well. And the idea of this poem is that Hedges is not just the people who are residents at Hedges, but each one of us, yes, we are Hedges too, because we need to be protectors of those around us. You know, like I am my neighbor's keeper. And so together, collectively, we are hedges that are protecting those who come into our walls. And one of the part that I love the most is that there is forgiveness, love and mercy, comfort, healing, and peace of mind. Because an addict is beating up themselves too, because they have woken up to realize that they are in a trap that they themselves cannot get out of. They realize how many people's lives they have damaged, including their own parents. Nobody wants to hire them. You can't sleep their sister's house because you want to thief something, and all of these things. And they're broken, and what they need, they cannot go back and make it right. What they need is forgiveness. Yes. Forgiveness and healing is an important part of every person's journey, because addiction will cost more than you are ever willing to pay. But we all as a society need to protect those who are more vulnerable than us. You will hear whenever we have these debates, what person will say, but it not do me nothing. He say, but I no use it. Many times in the debate, people will say, it not do me nothing. I will say, yes, it doesn't do you anything, but it does your neighbor. Will you rise to the occasion where though it does you nothing, will you be a hedge of protection against the vulnerable ones? And that includes our politicians, those who make the decisions for a nation. Your nation is comprised of strong people, but your nation is also comprised of weak.
Have to protect the weak.
Strong, yes, and that is the opposite of evolution, because evolution is the survival of the fittest. But what Jesus brought is not survival of the fittest. He said the strong must take care of the weak.
Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Yes. So it starts with loving yourself, and because you love yourself, you can build that hedge that will
Yes.
assist your neighbor in
Assist your
protecting him or herself.
Yes, sir. We are a community. Belize is a community. And so individual rights are important, but so are the collective responsibility of the entire nation. And I believe that the father of our nation, the Right Honorable George Cadle Price, he had it right, that there was a balance between individual freedom and collective responsibility.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he had so many things right, and you know, and history has proven that.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, I am Hedges. Can I read your poem so that our folks can understand what we're talking about? I am Hedges. Within my borders you will be safe. You will find in me a resting place. Forgiveness, love, and mercy here you will find. Comfort, healing, and peace of mind. Here at Hedges, hope surely resides, if by his words you will abide. From your addictions you will be freed. For whom the sun sets free is free indeed. A hedge of protection will surround you, a family of God, life anew. Oh, wake up each day in this place, singing of his amazing grace. I am Hedges. My story will be told by men of old, of this very place, where by his redeeming grace and by the power of his name, men were born again. I am Hedges. Charlotte Neal. Well put together, you know. Let's congratulate Charlotte on that inspiration.
And it was painted by Tommy Cooper. There are many people that are contributing to making Hedges the place that it is. I just get to have the wonderful opportunity to do the interviews and to talk about the place. But really, a group of professionals and just people with the right heart are the ones who really keep this place going day after day. We have a loving staff. They do not get paid close to what they put in. And yet they come every day and work with the men, and the men look after each other. It's like a brotherhood they develop over time, and they encourage each other, including when they go out in the world. Now, mind you, sometimes one drop and they get ready for pull down 1, 2 with them, but they develop a brotherhood. Yes, but addiction is a lifetime struggle, and we have enlisted to help with that struggle.
Now, Luis, before we wrap up this part of our discussion, share your contact numbers with us. How can people reach Hedges, and where can they find your application forms?
Yes. So people can WhatsApp me at 610-5679. That is the easiest way. 610-5679, and they simply request the application form. We send it to them in whatever format is necessary that they can open it in. They get back to us, and immediately they receive a call that walks them through the process. Yeah, so like currently I'm the #1 contact. People can actually go to NDAC as well in Belize City, and they can get that kind of assistance. And then Belmopan Church of the Nazarene, people can walk right to the church and just request an application form.
And what's the capacity here?
It's 14. We average 6 to 8 at any given time, but that's the capacity.
14.
Yes.
Well, Luis, congratulations on what you're doing. Thank you for what you're doing for our country, and congratulations to you and Hedges. Anything you might want to say before I walk away from you and go and get to know more about Hedges?
Yes, well, thank you so much for your work, and thank your team for giving us a call and asking for us to share about this ministry. And I want to encourage people to pray, give, and most importantly, if you know of people that need the help, please help them to make contact with us. Thank you very much.
We will be back with more from our visit to Hedges Rehabilitation Center. We will have our conversation with one of the residents. He shared his struggles as an alcoholic and the importance of family support. We take a break to hear from our partners, Ministry of Blue Economy, the Barry, and Minister Kevin Bernard.
Jump and shout all over the nation. We're breaking out with a new creation. It's been too long, we've got to
In Belize, the blue economy plays a crucial role in driving sustainable economic development and marine conservation.
The blue economy now looks at the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, to improve livelihoods, and to ensure that jobs are created while we ensure that the health of the ocean and the ocean ecosystem is preserved. How does this really differ from our traditional sectors is that the blue economy approach now integrates a multi-sectoral approach.
By incorporating climate change consideration into its strategies and working closely with coastal communities, the Blue Economy Unit aims to mitigate the effects of climate change on livelihoods and promote resilience.
Blue Economy Development Policy, Strategy and Implementation Plan, which was launched last year and briefly touches on the need for targeted and innovative research that would inform the development of offshore renewable energy and other sectors, of course.
The blue economy contributes to achieving several SDGs in Belize, and it plays a key role in advancing these goals, such as SDG 14, which is life below water. It does this by promoting the sustainable use and conservation of marine resources. It also promotes SDG 1 and SDG 8 to reduce poverty and promote economic growth by creating employment opportunities and supporting livelihoods in coastal communities. It also contributes to SDG 5, which is gender equality, by promoting women's empowerment and inclusivity in coastal communities. It promotes SDG 16, which is peace and justice and strong institutions. The blue economy really promotes inclusive and participatory governance in coastal resource management. It encourages community involvement, engagement with local stakeholders, and the establishment of real, transparent, and accountable institutions, which leads to fostering strong governance.
Let Debari be your store of choice. When you're looking for the latest in electronics and accessories, be sure to visit us. At Debari, we have a wide assortment of household items to choose from. Dress in style. We have clothing for the entire family and so much more. Visit our store on Albert Street in Belize City, San Pedro, La Isla Bonita, Park Street in Orange Walk Town, and San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Debari. Buy more, pay less.
Progress blooms in every corner of Orange Walk East, where the dreams of our people are taking root and flourishing under the dedicated leadership of the Honorable Area Representative. Join us on a journey through the heart of development and community transformation. Imagine a place you can call home. Over 500 residential lots are currently being surveyed, paving the path for first-time landowners to build their futures in our thriving constituency. Connectivity is key to our growth. Witness the ongoing paving of the Chan Pine Ridge Road, a testament to our commitment to development and ease of access for all our residents. Soon, the journey on this road will be seamless. Anticipation is in the air for San Jose Palmar Village, as two main roads are set to transform into paved pathways, enhancing transportation and community life. Our dedication to improvement is unwavering, with continuous upgrades transforming our streets into modern avenues of pride for all our villages. The spirit of the East is invigorated with continuous sporting activities, fostering camaraderie and healthy lifestyles across our vibrant constituency. Accessibility to essential resources is a right, not a privilege. The new water tower in Tower Hill Village stands tall as a beacon of our commitment to this belief. Closer to home, essential services are now within reach, thanks to the Amnesty and Vital Statistics Clinic brought directly to the residents of the East. Community joy blossoms at the ongoing Ramon Cervantes Recreational Park project, where leisure and laughter unite us. Orange Walk East, under the stewardship of your honorable area representative, is a constituency reborn. Together, we are building a legacy of prosperity, community, and hope. Join us as we continue to strive for excellence and bring dreams to life.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one.
And I'm talking with one of the residents of Hedges. Thanks for agreeing to talk with me.
Yes, good morning. I'm very blessed and happy to be here this morning. And I'm also thankful to RSV Media Limited for bringing exposure and promoting this philanthropic interview this morning. First of all, I'm very proud of the guys that are here today. It really takes a courageous, valiant, bold step, especially in today's society, as men to say, you know what, my life has become unmanageable. I need help. Because as you know, we have a culture of machismo, and society looks upon addicts with disdain. They look at them as plagues of society, if I may, really, as pestilence. You know, oh, he now a drunkard, oh, a chanda crackhead. And so in that way, it's like a taboo, like it shuns people from looking for that help. But it's very predominant. It's reality. Almost every family in Belize has one or two family members that is affected by addiction, that is hurting. And quite interestingly, as I heard before, we only have centers for men, but in reality, women are hurting as well, men and women. From my experiences, I can see that society in a whole, the very fabric that holds our families together are being broken down. Like, for example, marriage, divorces, marriage separations, and all of that. So our people are hurting, especially our men, so they try to medicate themselves by using drugs, by using alcohol. They go into pornography, adultery, prostitution, whatsoever, and that is not the solution. And likewise, the women, they are hurting, you know, so there has to be some sort of solution. And until they come to God, I believe that is the final solution. That is why I'm very happy to be in this place, because this is a faith-based rehabilitation center.
You said people are hurting, right? And I agree with you. A lot of people are hurting. But what, in your mind, leads to this hurt that they're talking about?
Okay, what happened is that, like I mentioned before, we have emotional hurts, we have unforgiveness, we have that.
Unforgiveness is one.
Unforgiveness. And until, that is why coming to a faith-based center, you will not only overcome addiction, but you also become transformed. You get emotionally healed, spiritually healed. Like in my case, I came to get a complete overhaul. I came to get physically healed. I got a stroke in February. I think, well, most naturally it came from the lifestyle that I was living. And I said, no, 41 years old, too young, you know, so I have to make drastic changes in my life. But at the same time, hey, if I'm getting a physical overhaul, might as well I get a spiritual overhaul too, you know? So in reality then, I came here to get a spiritual, emotional, and physical transformation. I came here to become a man set apart for God, with a godly purpose. As a man, as priesthood of our family, you know, the original design of men, or the divinity of men's purpose, was to become the leaders of their house. And if you notice, so many men are in prison, so many men are failing to do their duty. So I said, you know what, I'm going to step up to the plate. I want to be of an inspiration. I want to be of a motivation and a beacon of light for these men, to stand up and take their places. So to get an overall picture of transforming, not only for myself, because if I only think about myself to change my life, then I will be selfish. I need to give back something back to society, in thanksgiving to what God has done for me. All right? So that is why I encourage the boys here.
Walk us through the experiences of your addiction. What led to you becoming an addict? And what were you addicted to?
Like I mentioned before, in everybody's story is different. In my case, it was the alcohol. Okay. Alcohol. And I must say, because of having hurt, issues, personal issues, I had to numb the pain. I thought that getting into alcohol will numb the pain. So it was a cycle that I always had to go in there, and until one day I said, no, that is not getting, it is not helping me, it's not getting the best, it's getting actually the best out of me, and I am not that person, So then I decided that is not the solution, There has to be a higher power, which is God, of course. I'm very spiritual, so that is one of my strengths. So I believe that surrendering to the feet of Jesus, my whole life can become transformed. But everybody, like I said, has their different opinions, their different beliefs. So one of the things that I try to do is to encourage them. Like I told them, all right, people might look at us as scoundrels of society, but it's how you view yourself. For example, I told them, you dress with prestige. You dress neatly, the way you speak. Think high about yourself. I am here with my head lifted high. Yeah. I am not ashamed to say, you are in a rehab. A shame is out there stealing, begging, and committing crime. But if it's a shame to say that I want to become a better man, I want to become a better father, I want to become a better husband, I want to become a better follower of Christ, that is not a shame. So, so I don't care what the public say. But the struggle is real. It's not an easy process, because sometimes the same people that are supposed to give you that support, to lend you that give you that love, are the same people who crucify you, are the same people who persecute you, instead of uplifting you up, right? So it's at the end of the day, however, I believe the onus is upon ourselves. It's how much you want to get out of it. As Pastor Wade was saying, there's no time limit. I can come probably here in 3 months, I can be rehabilitated. It's how much I put into it. It's with what objective I come into this place. But likewise, there is the reality that some men I have seen have went from one rehabilitation center to another. They have taken they have went like 3 times.
How many did you go through?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I went to Jacob's Farm, and I thought I had it covered. So personally, one of the struggles that I had with, whenever you are, let's say you have a high intellectuality, I don't want to brag, but you tend to have defense mechanisms.
Because you think you're smarter than you could outsmart everything.
You beat the system. For example, I will say, okay, then people at church, in their Hedges, a lot of them have a lot of addictions that are occulted. Maybe they're womanizers, they're into porn, this and that. And one day it will lead to their demise. But I am more privileged than them, because I know what are my flaws, and I know what I will work on them, and I can become better than them. You saw in that way, then I try to say, you worse than me. I got this. But then it's a cycle that will repeat itself, because I am having my ego, I have my pride, and until it is broken, until you reach down to
when you broke the pride.
Correct. Sometimes God allows burden to be placed on your shoulder, so that you can go down to your knees and say, you know what? It's not about my intelligence. It's about your infinite wisdom and your guidance and your purpose in my life.
So this is your second experience or attempt at
I took it that this is the last chance, man.
It's the second one, right?
Yeah, second one. That this is it for me. There is no turning back after this. I came here to find my purpose. The consequence, let's say the past is irreversible. Yeah. What has happened in the past? We may be product of our past, but not necessarily slave of our past.
Thank you.
We can change that. from today, start on a new clean page one day at a time and become a better person. For myself, first of all, and for my 3 boys. Because I asked myself, what legacy will I leave to my children? You know, they would one day be proud and say, you know what? My dad probably was that in the past, but now my dad is at another level. Yeah. And that I believe is worth aiming for and achieving for. And also my heart's desire is to help as much men to share my testimony with them, because I have been through the process. I know what is marriage separation, I know what is clinical depression, I know what is to be hospitalized, I know what I've been to suicidal thoughts, I have been through all of that. I have been in the gutters and I have raised up, and you know, and clamoring and telling that there is a solution, you know, that nothing is lost. So that is what I plan to do. Like I mentioned before, I was a teacher where I was teaching for 20 years. And so I said, probably now, being here, I'm reflecting, maybe God wants me to teach men. Instead of teaching children now, teach men. Because who more can help you than a person who has been in the addiction itself?
You talk with experience.
Exactly. If I don't want to criticize or let's say the best person that can give you an advice according to your addiction is a person who has went through the process. Because if I am a supervisor, let's say I'm working with addicts, but if I don't have a slightest idea of what addiction is, I won't be able to have empathy, I won't be able to understand you, I won't be able to know when you're moody and all those temper and those things. I don't know what withdrawal symptoms and those things, because I am naive, I have no idea. But if I have been there, done that, I can come and I can tell you, my brother, this too shall pass. It's a process, you know, and then you will take you to another level. So I believe from my experiences, God probably is giving me this opportunity to share and to help.
What I gather from you too is that when you become an addict, you don't even realize that's what you're slipping into, right? You're doing it, you're enjoying what you're doing, and you're saying, it can't hurt me. I will not get addicted to this, and it can't hurt me. I'll do it again, and I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next day, and then it leads on to you becoming dependent on
that's the
that.
Illusion, that's a false illusion that Satan proposes. I have heard that guy saying, you know what, taking a little drink weekend, no bad. Yeah. All right, that is your point for you, you know, but it creeps on you. Alcohol has no discrimination. It doesn't care if you have money. It doesn't care which title you have, whatever. It will creep up on you suddenly. And when you find yourself, you're missing work on Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, then calling in, bam, you're done. It creeps on you suddenly. Mm-hmm. So I guess that this is an eye-opener and really, and I see an awareness to bring to our Belizean public. And as Pastor Wade said, I believe too that government should, because I read a lot, there's a lot of help assistance being done with the youth at risk and with rehabilitation projects, community and all of that. But unlike other countries like Jamaica and some part in Caribbean, there is actually a budget allocation from the government to support rehabilitation centers and things like that.
Like you rightly said, who can help in the rehabilitation process more than someone who themselves were rehabilitated from a vice?
Correct. And again, I don't want to throw stones, but there was an organization, right, called Project Belize. Remember the gala and all that was promoted? Yeah. And they were looking for a program coordinator, somebody to coordinate activities. But in the application, if you put, I was at a rehabilitation center, you're vetted. But who better than somebody that was in the program, somebody that has success, and the program itself will help you to become stronger. Because if you are in the program and helping others, hey, at the same time, you want to give the example and you want to be there with them, so that will keep you stronger.
So you see yourself now serving as an example, maybe even helping out here at Hedges?
Definitely. I am trying to get as much family members as I can to come here. Because my little brother was here already. He has a success story. He graduated already and he's here. My other cousin, I have an uncle who's trying to come, because I am telling them that there is hope, and there's a solution. And they're looking upon me. They're saying, all right, we believe in you, correct? And so they actually want, because I convinced them, without coming here, I already convinced them. So the onus was upon me to bring my tail here and
get it together, right?
and do the groundwork, the hard work.
And I admire your determination, and I want to wish you well.
It's challenging because honestly, the jobs, right? The opportunities, because then I'm very skillful. So much things, and tour guiding, receptionist, teaching, and so many skills. And but then I said, no, those are just distractions. I came here for a purpose, and do with it, and then everything else shall come.
Exactly. No. I know you did a bit of it before. Maybe it could be more detailed. How you resist the temptation not to do what brought you here in the first place? How you resist that temptation? Because it comes on, and we are human beings. But how do you walk me through the process? How you tell this thing? I don't want to deal with this again.
Okay.
How you do that?
In the Bible, there is a story. All right, when Jacob wrestled with the angel and his hip was dislocated, and that hip reminded him for the rest of his life about the wrestle that he did. Sometimes in life, we get some hard lick, which will remind me that, I got a stroke. I had to resign from teaching. In February, this entire hand was paralyzed. Wow. And I said, man, I'm done, and having heart problems and all of that. So I said, after I recovered, 2 months, 3 months, and I said, man, I'm good, and I am healed, I'm restored, not knowing that the effects were still there, So after I almost got a second one, I said, no, I'm not playing with my life. There are people who love me more than I love myself. There are people who care for me more than I care for myself. And then I said, it's not fair for the people that love you to put them through this thing. Imagine, my mother, my children, people that are seeing the potential that I have, the talent that I have, seeing me just being obstinate, arrogant. Why are you so smart? Why you just can't pick up yourself and do what you have to do? So that is a reminder, that, hey, this, if you go back to it, this is what you're going to you end up in a coffin.
That keep you straight, correct. Right?
And also prayers.
And prayers.
Correct. Yeah.
Because without God, we are nothing.
Without God, we can't do nothing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes God allows us to reach to this point, to be broken, to realize that we need His help. Because prior to coming here, I got a very, very good job in San Pedro to become a manager of a big hotel. And I said, man, the money is there, the woman, the glamour and everything was I will finally. And that wasn't, I believe that wasn't God's plan.
Yeah.
God's plan was for me to be here. Because I came here with a knee, I think on the verge of getting blood clot and the same thing. And I still wouldn't have, even if I would have been there, I wouldn't have could have done the job. So here I am recovering, like I said, I'm finding peace, and I'm very happy.
And you're doing this for you.
I'm doing it for myself, correct.
In all this, family support plays a key role, and you spoke about your family and so on, and the fact that you have realized now that, yes, you are doing it for your family, but you're also, most importantly, doing it for yourself. Talk to me a little bit about the family support and the role that they play.
The family support is very key in helping people that are in a recovery program, because family are the ones who can either break or who can either build you up. In my case, I come from a remote area of the mountain Pine Ridge, and my family, they travel. If they have to come every Sunday, they will come to church. During the week Bible school, they are there pledging their assistance and their support for me because they believe in me. They know that I'm a fighter. They have seen that too. And so without my family, I think I wouldn't have been able to do it too, because they are there. Sometimes we might think that whenever a family speaks to you in a harsh way or brusque, I would say rough way, you think they don't love you. But it's tough love, you know. They come and it's because they love you. And even the Bible says, he who the Lord loves, he chastises. So I just need to humble myself because I need this. I humble myself and I say, okay, I don't know. Now, family can also be the opposite. It could be opposed. It could put challenges. Example, prior to coming here, my eldest son told me, he's 20 years, why you not man up? Do you man up? He say, you can't say no. Because I have a child that will be going to high school and one at sixth farm. And I'm not working at the moment. He said, these guys will hate you for the rest of their lives. He spoke to me like face to face. I told him, I'm going to do this. And then I told him, you know, right now you might not understand what I am doing. But I am doing it for myself, so the byproduct of it will be to be able to help them. Because if I cannot help my own self right now, how will I love them? If I do not love myself, how will I say I love my children? And which in I love them, you know, but that's by words of mouth if I don't want to change. So I said, you know what? One day he will understand. So I came, I prayed, and I said, I'm going. I don't care. I'm going. I packed. I'm going. The first week that I came here, I was surprised. My baby, he came to see me in church. You see how Satan works? He said, oh, they will not like you. And God turned it around and said, you are in the right. You made the right decision. Here is the support. Yeah. Everything will fall. Correct. It's just, so family, the support of family is very, very important for people that are in this program. You know, it means a lot. I have family in the U.S., you know, who, when I told them about this decision, they said, man, we're happy for you. Keep your head lifted up. You can make it. So you have to know too, another thing, you have to know who to speak to, who your real friends are. People that will tell you, easily will tell you, you know what, or you're light, sure, you're weak, you can't, you know, you are no man. That's the first thing they will try to put derogatory remarks to bring you down, because they don't know what the struggle is. So like I always say, unless you are an addict or you have been or you have a son or you have somebody there, then you will understand what they're going through. I have spoken to professional counselors. I have a counselor living at my house at the moment from Oxford University in London. He writes books. So I'm privileged, and he tells me, he said, I support you. I am 100% with you. People that do not know anything about addiction cannot tell you anything about it. All their comments are nonsense. And he's a highly professional man.
Using this media here, what advice would you give to your fellow human being or your fellow Belizean on how to stay away from addiction?
Well,
through your experience.
From growing up, ever since we know that one of the slogans is prevention is better than cure. You know, so if you don't want to suffer the consequences, or if you are smart, don't even try it. You know, and now in the recovery, if you have already done it, it's not the end. Just don't do it anymore. My father used to always tell me, just don't take the first one. Simply like that. You don't want to continue struggling with alcohol, don't take the first one, and you will never ever have that struggle. But if you take the first one, it will lead to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, and so forth. So the secret is absolutely abstain and avoid the people that are going to entice you, that are going to give you it. Because we are different. Maybe you can take one or two and you don't have a problem, but that's you. But if I know that if I have a problem, if I take one, it will arouse the demon that is in me, then I am looking for trouble. So that's my advice. Complete abstinence. Fill yourself with other things instead.
Yeah. And of course, the heavier drugs, and so don't even try it in there.
No. You set up yourself.
Set up
yourself, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with me.
Thank you.
And I want to wish you all the best. And
sure.
I'm impressed by your testimony and what you're doing. So thank you. Thank you.
In our final segment, the supervisor of the institution welcomed our team and took us on a tour of the facility. We will have that for you after this break to hear from our partners, Ministry of Blue Economy, the Barry, and Minister Kevin Bernard.
And me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean? Jump and shout all over the nation. We're breaking out with a new creation.
In Belize, the blue economy plays a crucial role in driving sustainable economic development and marine conservation.
The blue economy now looks at the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, to improve livelihoods, and to ensure that jobs are created while we ensure that the health of the ocean and the ocean ecosystem is preserved. The Blue Economy Unit has developed its Blue Economy Development Policy, Strategy, and Implementation Plan, which was launched last year and briefly touches on the need for targeted and innovative research that would inform the development of offshore renewable energy and other sectors, of course.
By incorporating climate change consideration into its strategies and working closely with coastal communities, the Blue Economy Unit aims to mitigate the effects of climate change on livelihoods and promote resilience.
The blue economy contributes to achieving several SDGs in Belize, and it plays a key role in advancing these goals, such as SDG 14, which is life below water. It does this by promoting the sustainable use and conservation of marine resources. It also promotes SDG 1 and SDG 8 to reduce poverty and promote economic growth by creating employment opportunities and supporting livelihoods in coastal communities. It also contributes to SDG 5, which is gender equality, by promoting women's empowerment and inclusivity in coastal communities. It encourages community involvement, engagement with local stakeholders, and the establishment of real, transparent, and accountable institutions, which leads to fostering strong governance.
Let Debari be your store of choice. When you're looking for the latest in electronics and accessories, be sure to visit us. At Debari, we have a wide assortment of household items to choose from. Dress in style. We have clothing for the entire family and so much more. Visit our store on Albert Street in Belize City, San Pedro, La Isla Bonita, Park Street in Orange Walk Town, and San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Debari. Buy more, pay less.
Progress blooms in every corner of Orange Walk East, where the dreams of our people are taking root and flourishing under the dedicated leadership of the Honorable Area Representative. Join us on a journey through the heart of development and community transformation. Imagine a place you can call home. Over 500 residential lots are currently being surveyed, paving the path for first-time landowners to build their futures in our thriving constituency. Connectivity is key to our growth. Witness the ongoing paving of the Chan Pine Ridge Road, a testament to our commitment to development and ease of access for all our residents. Soon, the journey on this road will be seamless. Anticipation is in the air for San Jose Palmar Village, as two main roads are set to transform into paved pathways, enhancing transportation and community life. Our dedication to improvement is unwavering, with continuous upgrades transforming our streets into modern avenues of pride for all our villages. The spirit of the East is invigorated with continuous sporting activities, fostering camaraderie and healthy lifestyles across our vibrant constituency. Accessibility to essential resources is a right, not a privilege. The new water tower in Tower Hill Village stands tall as a beacon of our commitment to this belief. Closer to home, Essential services are now within reach, thanks to the Amnesty and Vital Statistics Clinic brought directly to the residents of the East. Community joy blossoms at the ongoing Ramon Cervantes Recreational Park project, where leisure and laughter unite us. Orange Walk East, under the stewardship of your honorable area representative, is a constituency reborn. Together, we are building a legacy of prosperity, community, and hope. Join us as we continue to strive for excellence and bring dreams to life.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part.
Welcome to Hedges.
Oh, thanks for having me here at Hedges.
My name is Karina Greenwich and I'm the ground supervisor.
Miss Karina, nice meeting you, and I am eager to learn what happens here at Hedges.
Well, let's take a tour.
Okay.
So in here is the Grand Administrative Office.
The Grand Administrative
Yes,
Office.
the Grand Administrative Office. This is my
Oh, this is your
headquarters.
area. So
Yes.
Are you alone here?
Yes, I am.
You are?
Over there, through that door is the laundry area where the guys do their laundry. Yes, so when I am here and doing administrative work, this is where I sit and command. Yes. And as we come into this area, as you can see on your left, this is a dining area along with the kitchen. So the guys do their devotion here in the morning, and they also have their meal. We sit and eat together as a family.
How many residents you have at a time, more?
Anywhere between 7 to 14.
7 to 14.
Yes.
And now that we are here today, how many are in the house today?
Okay, let me see, 7, 8, 9, about 10.
About 10.
Just about.
Okay.
So we're almost at capacity. Yes.
I'm curious, what's a typical day like for you?
A typical day for me is I'll come in, make sure the guys have done their chores. Each guy in the facility is assigned a chore when they come in, upon coming in. That's their responsibility. They get up in the morning, do their devotion, and by 8 o'clock or thereabout, they're responsible to get that chore done. After that, we have tasks to do, whether it's mending something on the farm, keeping the grounds, or just do housekeeping.
Okay. And you'll show me the farm, a bit about the farm, right?
Yes.
I would hope.
Yes. When we're done with the tour inside the house, then we go see the animals.
And how did you come to Hedges?
This was a divine appointment by the Lord. Definitely a divine appointment by the Lord. I had applied about mid last year, but it just never happened. And earlier this year, I got a call, and Pastor Wade invited me for an interview and said the position is available and we would like for you to give it a try. So I committed, and so far since then I'm here.
Did you have previous experience?
Working in a rehabilitation center, no. But I have background working in the penal system, counseling.
Okay, so you worked at the COVID Foundation?
I did, yes. And I also worked on a farm, my own farm, my parents' farm actually.
Oh, okay.
So, yes.
So combined with what you learned at Colby, or what you did at Colby, and the farming, because there's farming there as well.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You know, so that equipped you to be here.
Yes.
Now, how do you feel? I understand that there are only males here. How do you feel being a female amongst so many males and controlling them? Basically, telling them when to get up, when to go sleep, when to farm. And how do you feel about that?
Humbled. Yes, they're all male here, but the privilege for me to be able to say, look, gentlemen, we need to get this done and get that done, and they actually do it without fussing and fighting, is a humbling experience.
Yes. Respect.
Yes,
respect.
Yes. So if we go in this area, this is the living room area. They also do their sessions, programs. they all do that here. Different facilitators would come in and teach different programs. Journey to Freedom would be one. Discover Recovery. And as we go over that area, yes, we can just walk. We will see the dorm areas. This area is where the guys sleep.
Okay, so there are about, what, 3 or 4 beds in each room?
Bunk beds, yes.
Bunk beds.
Yes.
And I see they have places to hang their clothes and
yes.
everything.
And each
dorm.
dorm.
Privacy with the cameras, but
yes.
we can see that.
Each dorm has its own bathroom.
Okay.
So they definitely have their privacy and everything they need. Closet, desk. If they want to get up and do some journaling or just some alone time, they have that available.
Remind you, what time you come to work, is it?
I get here about 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, and you leave at
5.
5. Yes. 8 to 5. So yeah, this is impressive the way how you have things arranged here. You know, your kitchen, your kitchen is over there. I can see kitchen, refrigerator, stove.
And just so you know, a resident cooks.
Oh yeah?
Yes, one of the residents, whoever wishes to do the cooking, he's responsible to cook for everybody.
Oh, for the day?
Yeah.
They alternate?
They do alternate. Depending on how many people volunteer to cook, they rotate by week, or if not, one person hold over for a month or two until somebody else releases him.
Okay, very good.
So a resident cook.
And you eat the food too, right?
Yes, yes. I have my lunch here. We work together, we eat together.
Okay.
So now we're going to go outside to the farm. The men raises their chickens. And that's one of the way we bringing finance to Hedges.
Okay.
As it was mentioned, Hedges is a working farm. So we try to get to the point where we're self-sustained. And one of the way we do that is we raise animals.
Animals, okay.
We do have some broilers, and those are the chickens that the Mennonites raise for meat.
Okay.
So the guys raise some of them, and they do the slaughtering and the preparation. But before we reach there, here we have our rabbit pen. That's just
rabbits, okay.
Yeah. 2 passed away earlier, but we have one. She's hiding behind.
She's hiding behind the,
yeah. The heat is getting to her, so she's relaxing.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but we go over to this area. As you can see, these buildings here, these are our chicken coops. We have local chickens. We have the Mennonite chicken, the broilers, and the layers. The layers produce the eggs that supplies the kitchen here at Hedges, but we also have extra for sale.
Okay.
So we get that from here, and on that, in that building over there.
Can we go there?
Sure. We have the chicks, the one we do for meat. If you come this way.
Yeah. What? That's the fellas.
Yes.
That means some work was going on here.
Yes. Now, earlier this week we did some slaughtering. So we had some chickens slaughtered for sale.
Okay.
Right now we don't have any chicken that is big. We have baby chicks. But due to the freak storm that came through earlier this week, we lost some. So this is where we keep the younger chickens. And as we go through this area, we have our garden, who is definitely struggling from the drought. Here we plant almost everything that we use in the kitchen.
Wow.
Our tomatoes, potatoes, cassava, cilantro, culantro, everything you can think about, we do here. We get our own compost from our chicken or rabbit.
I notice you have your compost pile.
Yes, we have a compost pile. So we're getting to that self-sustained area. Yes. We go more over on that side. We have our pig pen.
Oh, yeah?
We even have a pig pen.
Imagine. Okay, so we are going now towards the pig pen.
And you'll meet my favorite, Big Boy.
Do you have a favorite pig there?
Yes, Big Boy.
What's the story behind Big Boy?
Well, he's the only male around here.
Oh, okay.
He's the only male pig.
So he's the big boy.
He is the big boy.
All right, let's go and see what big boy looks like.
Yeah, and actually we're about to get sometime by this weekend or early next week.
It's just for chickens.
Just for chickens.
That's what the sign says.
Big boy is about to be a dad again for probably maybe the 7th or 8th time. Yes. So.
A dad again for 7th or 8th time.
Yes.
I mean, big
boy is
boy has done his job.
Yes.
What he was hired to do.
Yes, and we sell our piglets, and that's also a revenue for Hedges.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I said, we aim to be self-sustained.
Self-sustained. No, I admire the work you're doing. I'm impressed really by what is happening, and to see that these gentlemen are the ones that are doing all the work, you know, and thereby assisting in defraying the costs of being here. That's impressive.
Yes.
And have you even got a cow, no?
Yes, we
but
do.
Let's look at big boy. Where big boy are they?
Here goes big boy. Big boy.
Big boy, where they going on?
Big boy said that hot sun right now. He no want to get up.
Hot sun hot.
Yes, and he already had his breakfast. He's not worried about getting up and intermingle with new folks.
Yeah.
And they're all.
Good amount of pigs, yeah.
Yes, and they're all filled.
All the pens are filled.
Yes, all the pens are filled.
Yeah, quite a good amount.
And we also have Muma.
Muma is the cow?
Yeah, she's the head cow around here.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see Mama. Okay, so pigs are there.
Yeah, we have pigs. We also have Muma.
And Muma. All right. And Muma needs a companion, or?
Well, Muma just had a baby.
Sure.
Bully.
Oh, there's Muma's baby?
Yes, that's Muma's baby, Sir
right.
Bully.
All right.
But Sir Bully is a little bit on the rough side, so we have to separate him from Muma.
So you call him Sir Bully?
Sir Bully.
All right. So
Yes.
I guess you all have fun naming these animals,
Oh,
and,
yes.
and
Oh,
taking
yes.
care of them, right?
It's a farm, but we also look at them as pets.
That's pets, okay.
Yes. So.
Very good.
So now we're heading over to the sheep and the goat.
Sheep and goat.
Yes, I'm seeing just the goat right now. That
How many
means
goats? One goat and one
one goat, and we have about let me see, about four sheeps.
Okay. One goat and 4 sheep.
And 2 pat liquor, 3 pat liquor to be exact.
I heard them exercising their prerogative just now.
Yes.
Yeah, which is to bark.
So Gloria is our goat.
So you name the goat, Anna?
Yeah, but she is a little bit mischievous. You see how we fence they lean up a little bit. And Gloria decides when she wants to get out.
And Gloria gives you milk?
No. Gloria doesn't give us milk. Gloria is a loner.
Is this a pet?
Yeah, she's just a pet.
Okay.
And yeah, we have to keep her tied.
Therapy?
Yes, because yeah, she wants to bite everything and eat chew up everything. Yeah, so we don't really mess with Gloria, because Gloria is a little bit too exciting. And
so Gloria needs maybe some companions, huh?
maybe over on that side, Chief, just to add in, where you see those coconut trees over on that side, that's the location of one of our 3 tilapia ponds.
Okay.
We also raise tilapia and we sell them.
Okay.
So we have 3 tilapia ponds on property.
Okay.
And when it's not too dry, we get a good amount of tilapias. Yeah. But when it's too dry, then of course the pond tend to dry up some.
A bit.
Yeah. So over on that side is 1, and then we have 2 over on the other side.
Okay, so you got about 4 tilapia ponds basically.
3. 3.
Okay.
Yes, 3 to be exact. Yeah.
I want to congratulate both of you, Ms. Greenwich and Pastor Wade. Thank you so much for entertaining me here and our team. We are very happy to have been able to talk to you and to learn from you. But before I leave, Ms. Greenwich, is there anything you never tell me on a tour I supposed to know?
Yeah, we also have 2 cats.
Oh yeah,
Two
cats.
resident cats.
Oh yeah, I want,
And Hedges is for any and everybody. And we all have slip-ups and we make mistakes in life. And we, as a ministry, is here to help you on your journey back to recovering yourself and, recovering that walk you had with God, if you had one before, This is what Hedges is all about. We embrace with love and we help rebuild, your life and your dreams back to where it was before.
and congratulations on all you do, and thanks so much again for receiving us so kindly. Pastor, right? We spoke a bit about how Hedges is managed and so on, but how do you, I know you get your funds, but one thing stuck in my mind, you said that you don't know how the funds they come in, but you know they keep coming in.
Yes.
Now, what's the structure of the ownership and administration of Hedges?
Yes, so Belmopan Church of the Nazarene, where I pastor, has a fully functioning church board, 11 members, and they oversee all of the ministries and all of the finances of the church. There's a treasurer within that system that overlooks the finances of the church. And then Hedges, as a ministry, it has a committee with a chair. I sit as a deputy chair of that committee, and then there is a treasurer within that system as well. And so these 2 treasurers, together with a small financial committee, look after the financial affairs of the institution. So I get to sit either with the committee or the board, and decisions are made. The day-to-day running is operated by that committee. And then large decisions go up to the board, where those bird view decisions are made. Miss Greenwich, Sister Shalwa, and a few other volunteers are the ones who come in to supervise the day-to-day activities, administrate the chores, the work. It's a farm, so there has to be management of feed and all of these things. And then you have the volunteer teachers. They come in the afternoons. So in the morning, the men do chores. In the afternoon, then they do classes. And then we have the counselor as well as the doctors who look after their medical affairs. So this is a team effort that works with these men to help to bring them to sobriety.
That's very good structure in my mind. I listened to you carefully and knowing a bit about management and boards and structures. I think you have a nice structure in place. So, but the important thing, Pastor and Ms. Greenwich, is that all of this is a labor of love, right? Yes. It's inspired by love, right? Yes. Because that came out when I spoke to you, Pastor. You mentioned that, and I spoke to you. You said you have to love what you're doing. Right, and you have to love your neighbor or your fellow man as you love yourself. But it first starts with loving yourself, right, Pastor?
Absolutely.
I always talk about the importance of loving yourself, because that commandment says, love your neighbor as yourself. It never says more than yourself or less than yourself.
Yes, so, because you are the standard, and we always think about ourselves, and we look out for ourselves. And what Jesus taught was that the same way we treat ourselves, the same way we look after ourselves, the same way we care for ourselves, that is the same way that he wants us to look after our neighbors. And I think when he told that story, he was talking about the Samaritans, because the Samaritans were looked down upon by the Jews. And Jesus was like, no, the good Samaritan. The people who were listening didn't too like it. Yeah. But Jesus was telling them, your neighbor is just like you.
Just like you.
And so you need to care for your neighbor. Even just like you care
your
for
enemy,
yourself.
he is your neighbor.
Yes,
or she is your neighbor, however.
And many times we'll find that they're not really your enemies. They were just going through a hard time.
Yeah. So love your neighbor as you love yourself. But then, like we always say too at Love FM, love is a choice, right? We choose to love, right? It's a choice, right?
And we are called to love others the way God has loved us. So also the method or the way we measure it is how God has loved us. And if we really think about it, man, we deserve the love of God sometimes. As human beings, you know, we mess up, we slip up, and so on. And God consistently loves us. And that's why, if I may, I want to thank mothers again. And I wish there are more fathers like mothers. Because many times, as I said, it's the woman, the sister, the mother, that everybody else have forsaken some of these people. And the woman, the mother, the daughter, the sister, they just stick right there. And I think that is extremely commendable, that there are women among us who are actually willing to give that young man another chance and another chance. The 70 times 7 that Jesus talked about.
Yeah. And Ms. Greenwich, this is a good example
Absolutely.
of a woman being really involved. Right, Ms. Greenwich? And that you do that because of love, right?
Only love.
And you choose to love, right?
Yes, I
All
do.
right. And so when we choose to love, we say, Belize and beyond, thanks for choosing love.
This has been Belize Watch Revisited. Thanks for listening.
Jump and shout all over the nation. We're breaking out with a new creation. It's been too long, we've got to unite now. Time and space can't keep us apart right now. Unity, yes, you better know.